Hey all, Matt here with Bobcat Bonsai, and today we're going to work on our Oriental Arborvitae. It came in a pre-bonsai kit and I put wire on it previously, and that wire is looking like it's going to start interfering with some buds that are trying to grow in, so poor judgment on my part means I now need to get this wire off ASAP. So let's get to it. So super simple process here. Gonna take a wire, gonna unwrap a wire. I know you all say I should cut the wire, but I guess in theory I could cut this thin wire. It's just wire is expensive. It doesn't matter if it's copper wire, aluminum wire. It's expensive to just use and throw something away so quickly. Now, if it feels like I might be putting a tree in danger to try and unwrap the wire, then I'm definitely going to cut the wire. But for the time being, I don't feel that way too much. I feel like we're going to be able to get away with this. So, it actually held its shape that I gave it fairly well. Here's all these little buds I was telling you about where they started popping in and it was biting on the wire. Like in here, it didn't matter. That stuff needs to go away anyway. But on some of these outer sides, I didn't really want to lose them because that's a new opportunity. I don't want to give up on a new opportunity before I have a chance to see where that opportunity is going to lead me. At this point, I think I'm going to let this continue to grow out. This is looking like some newer growth up here, obviously, because it doesn't have the same coloration and texture as the lower bark. So we've got this growing up. I think I'm going to end up cutting that there, make this into the new apex, which could be pretty cool. Then from there we just need to figure out what we're going to do with the rest of the little branches. I kind of want to check out the root base in this one, but I feel like with these cold fronts coming in and going out and coming in and going out and coming in and going out, that it's really hard to judge where we're at right now in spring. All I can do is continue to hope that what I've done doesn't cause any issues. If it does, then I guess I shall learn the hard way from that. But I think I might repot this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for it. Alright, give me 1 second and I'll be right back. So as we see, this is not a bonsai pot. This is a drip pan. I guess I didn't plan this out very well because I didn't have any screen ready to put down inside there, which is kind of a problem. Kind of need some screen. But I wanted to show you that this is what I'm going to end up using. It's big and it's wide, so it's going to allow me to get a flat root base growing and working its way outwards, and at least give it that to work with a while. So that's what I'm going to be using. Let me find some mesh real quick and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so got the mesh put in. Everything's happy there. All I'm going to do now is just take some of my thicker bonsai soil and drop that in. This is just my floor mix here. So we'll get a good bit dropped in here. Alright. So we've got a good bit of that dropped in. And now, we just have to come in and get some of our Fox Farm soil dropped in. And the soil that these trees came in is actually still good, so we are going to be reusing a lot of that as well. So for the time being, we're just going to get this all mixed in here and get a nice consistency just like this. Alright, so I am happy with that. So I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to flip it and see what I mean. The tree is still not grown in very well to this pot, so that is why I'm just going to continue to use this soil as well. I just want to see the roots and what exactly I have to work with here, because the one that he gave me had a beautiful radial root base, and if I can get, if this one has the same thing, I will be so happy. As of right now, that's not looking super promising, but you never know. In all honesty, you never know, because it's all wrapped around itself, and we just need to get it out and opened up so that it can see what it wants to do and its own little happiness here. So let's continue to unravel. And there's multiple methods of doing this. You can do it by hand like I am, or however you want. You can use a root rake, you can use a root hook, you can use just about anything. I'm trying to be careful not to break the roots, because I am working really close into the trunk right now, so I don't want to accidentally break off one of my main roots. That would definitely be a bad day. And man, are these roots long. But it looks like we have some nice feeders that are in close as well. But we have some work that needs to be dealt with in here, because down at the bottom we have a pretty solid knot, and that's not good. We don't want a knot where the roots are wrapping up on themselves, because that's going to cause a problem later on. So right now I am tracing the tap root and just trying to get this all untangled, so that I'm thinking I might be able to pin the tap root to get it to grow in a different direction. I don't know. Or maybe I can at least get a good look at where these roots are coming off of it, so I know how much of it I can actually cut off. I was hoping this was going to be like the U I got from him, because the U was like, it had a perfect radial pattern. But I think I might have just been hoping a little bit too hard here for this one. So I'm not going to bore you with this anymore. Let me get this untangled, and then I'll be right back with you. Alright, so we've got some really long roots here. We've got this guy up top, which has a really nice long spot. Then we have some down a little bit lower, and these are all coming off the taproot down in here. So I'm going to say that a large portion of our root growth is coming off this taproot, and I need to figure out exactly how much that I can cut back. So from how it was explained to me, is it's like 30-90. So my thought is I should be able to cut back to here on this taproot and take off all of that, and then try it and maneuver that for now to get it to grow in a better pattern for me. There's no guarantee it will grow how I want it, but that's the plan. So let me grab my cheapo Dollar Tree nippers here so that I can cut the root. So we took off this. That's a decent amount of root we took off, but we still have all this remaining. Now I am going to actually come in and take this one back a little bit, and this one back a little bit, but I still left a pretty good amount of feeder roots hanging on here. And now we're going to look and see if there's any roots that don't really have any feeder roots on it, because there's no reason to keep a root that's not doing anything. So these upper two roots actually are kind of looking dead. So I'm just going to come in here and just nip off the roots that they almost look rotted more than dead. So I guess Well, I guess dead and rotted is the same thing in this situation. So we're just going to take off anything that has that almost like a rotted look to it, and we'll just let this thing start over here. So I'm going to cut that one off because we have a nice one, a nice smaller one right below it. Okay, so now that I have that done up, I'm going to run a piece of wire up through the bottom just real quick. And the nice thing is the soil is all broken up, so I can run the wire almost however I want. So that's pretty nice as well. I probably should have ran the wire prior to making this whole big mess I just did. All right, lesson learned, my friends. Lesson learned. Run a wire before you put soil in. I know I should have already known that, but for some reason I chose to run that wire anyway. There we go. Now our wire's in. And now we are just gonna work these roots in ever so gradually here. So they're still gonna end up running in that radial pattern. I'm just gonna try to spread them so that they're running in a radial pattern but are split up a little bit, if that makes any sense at all. I don't think much of it, what I say makes any sense at all. Okay, so now that we've got that, I'm just going to rerun this wire. And the only true purpose I have for this wire is to just hold this upright like this. So we're not going to run it super tight. It's probably not going to be at a perfect 45-degree angle anywhere, because I don't want to pinch anything. So loose and upright. But it would have been nice if it would have like not straightened out on me. So we'll probably add that little bend there. And then bring that little bend back up. And probably tilt it this way, so that our soon to be new apex is sticking more towards the top. All right, so that is about it right there. I'm just gonna grab some of this finer organic bonsai soil I have here and just dress the top with that. It'll add a little bit of extra weight as well to help hold everything. That was a long moment of silence for me. I don't think I'm ever quiet that long. All right, so there we are. Now I'm just gonna have to water it in and everything's gonna be good. I know what you're thinking. I didn't make sure there's no air pockets between the roots, but in all honesty, I found that I can do that and it works great. Or I can not do it and I can just fill more soil in after I water it, and that works great. So I kind of have multiple options. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content, you should subscribe to my channel. And if you really enjoy my content, you should hit the bell notification so you get notified every time I release a new video. Thank you.